Welcome in to everybody joining. Going to be recapping a escape in Starkville, and then talking about the bye week, what we got to get fixed, and then for those who've been in here since the very beginning, kind of touched it on already. The Tony Vitello rumors. Um, but first, I want to. Something sad happened in Tennessee this week. Love is dead. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban have called it quits after 20 years. Jim, how do you feel? Any thoughts?
Anyone listening, I had no clue he was going to talk about that.
I'm just
yeah, no one cares. No one cares who's Keith Urban. Honestly,
some Australian loser. Anyway,
yeah.
But Tennessee played a game where I don't know how many things went right until the very end. Tons of things went against them, and they still found a way to pull it off on the road. Offense stepped up at the end. Defense stepped up. I would argue throughout most of the game, but we'll talk about it. Jim, what was your thoughts on everything went down on Saturday in Starkville?
Literally, this was my heart all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Now, hey, you know what? And if anyone listening saw my tweets live, I apologize. You know what? It's just the life of a Vol fan. Like at one point, I'm just like, "Yep, you know what? Josh Heupel's great at home, but he can't win on the road. It's just impossible. Can't happen." Well, apparently the culture on this team is absolutely phenomenal. I think Joey Aguilar was the greatest thing to happen to this team, just leader wise. I mean,
yeah.
And I'm not gonna I'll skip to the last drive, but we're gonna talk about the whole game. But the last drive says it all. I mean, they could have quit right there, then and there, but Braylon Staley had the worst game imaginable you could start off as, but he fights for those extra 3-4 yards that gets you that first down. That saves the game. Saved the game.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we would have went for it, but to see him, and he also had the first catch of the game on offense, but then he still had some bad moments after that. He didn't let a punt roll all the way down to the one. He missed a block on what should have been a touchdown for Mike Matthews on the first drive out of the halftime. I'm pretty sure it was right out of halftime. And then, like you said, though, he stuck with it, and he obviously cares when he was fighting for those extra yards on that third down. But a lot of people didn't have their best games. Miles Kitselman didn't have his best game. I don't know why it seems that every time, Joey's a little bit off, we get our hands on it and then we pop it up for an easy interception. That's happened at least in the air. That's happened at least 3 times this year. It might be more than that, but how many interceptions has Joey thrown that were his fault? Like one, and it was an arm punt,
Literally. Hey, and again, talking about Joey's leadership, though, what's he saying at the press, release or whatever? It's on him.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to talk about this. We'll go ahead and talk about it now. Like, you're not always going to get a perfect ball. And Joey, yes, none of those balls were perfect. A lot of them were high that we were dropping. The only one that I thought that should have been caught like 100% every day of the week is the one that Matthews dropped. That should have been a touchdown. Yep. But those other ones, it would have taken a good catch, but that's your job. Like, how many perfect balls are there going to be in a football game? Not many. So it really exemplified in that 4th down conversion by Brazel, where it's behind him and high, and he still comes down with it. He had to bobble it, but that's the kind of plays you got to make, especially on the road. But like I said to start, the offense had to have a drive, and they had a drive. And it wasn't – we kind of walked it down on them too. I mean, it was a 6-minute ordeal. Everybody was stressing. And we finally punched it in with that student body right, which I thought was a really, really good call in that situation. And another thing about that last drive, Jesse Perry goes out in the middle of it, and David Sanders makes his debut on the game-tying drive. And he, besides the false – yeah, I mean, his first play. And besides the false start, I thought he was excellent looking. Like, he came in and did what he was supposed to do. So – we'll find out if he's going to be the guy going forward at right tackle. If they do shuffle things, they got a week and a half now to figure it out. But you couldn't ask for more from Sanders. And by the way, that false start was the only false start we had the whole game.
Yeah, very loud cowbells.
Yeah.
No,
to me,
but
go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna point to the fact that David Sanders, I don't know, like just watching the couple plays he had,
Mm-hmm.
boy, is that kid athletic. Oh my god. Like going off what I think the first play he ran was a run play where he had to get up and go left. And that dude is quick, boy. He got up and I think the running back, I don't know who the running back was at the time, but I think he was shocked. Like, oh, he's right here. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
But kid's athletic. I'm very pumped that, and again, like you were saying, how I think it'll change. I think it's the perfect time to say, hey, Perry, you're going to move over to guard. Sanders, you're going to get the start. I think this is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. I would agree. Just getting to the bye week at 4-1, just like me and you both predicted. I mean, that's exactly how we thought we'd get here. We didn't think we'd have this much trouble with Mississippi State, but games unfold. Yeah, I mean, I give them a lot of credit. I mean, they were 2-10 last year, and they're obviously a gritty bunch. But the fact still remains that Tennessee did a lot of things to make that even a game. I mean, how different is the game if Staley just doesn't muff the first punt?
I think it's very different. And just a bunch of silly mistakes.
Yep.
Like the muff punt was just just the beginning of the problems they had. The defense, oh my god, 3rd and Banks, bro. Like that one drive, I'm pretty sure it was like 75 yards total, but they converted 4 third downs on that one drive, I believe.
Yeah,
and we just could not get off the field.
Only one of them was long, but we'll get into it for sure. But I just want to say I'm not on any type of Tim Banks, witch hunt tonight. I thought the defense played fine with the hand that they were dealt on Saturday. And I know you're making that face, but they didn't play perfect, but they did well enough to win the game, obviously. So
I'm not blaming the defense itself. I'm blaming the defensive play caller, because it seems like whenever we get to a 3rd down and 5 or more, it's like everyone's like, well, here comes the 1st down. Like, it's not even a thought like, oh, we're going to get the stop. Everyone's like, yep, going to be a 1st down.
Okay, they were 8 of 19 on 3rd down. Like, that's kind of okay in my book for being on the road. I mean, I believe we had 2 or 3 sacks on 3rd downs. By that, to me, the thing about the defense is if they weren't given 3 fields of less than 30 yards to work with, I don't think State scores even in the 20s. Because they had one real touchdown drive. It's the one you just mentioned, the 75-yard 3rd down marathon where they picked up like 4 of them in the same drive. But other than that, I thought the defense was great. I mean, they did not give up but one real touchdown drive. They were dealt a terrible hand. And furthermore, they got on the board twice. I mean, without that, we don't even get to overtime.
Yeah, can we talk about that Tyree West hit?
Tyree West played like a 1st-round pick.
Well, Chapin was like put into another dimension. Like that kid, like I don't know if I didn't even watch Joseph's run it off. I'm looking at Chapin just like on the ground, like where am I?
He got banished to the Shadow Realm. I mean,
yeah,
that was the biggest hit I've seen in a Tennessee game in forever, in our favor. But like I said, I'm not on a Tim Banks witch hunt tonight. I mean, yes, they ran for a lot of yards. I think that was by design. And, even with the game plan, I think it was, like I said last week, take away the big play. They had one big play on defense. On offense. And it was on I think it was on the drive where they tied it with a field goal after we got that strip sack. They stood up in the red zone. I mean, to give up one big play against that team who has been big play reliant in their first 4 games, I thought was the game plan, and that's what happened. So Also, I think that's it I have for the defense right now. But there was a lot of good things to see from that defense, and I'm not for the third time. I'm not on a Tim Banks witch hunt this evening.
Okay, well, I am going to give some praise to the defense because a lot, even including me, the defense doesn't seem to be where the defense was last year.
Obviously, yeah.
But I mean, you lead the league in sacks. You have plenty of tackle for losses. The defensive line and Rodney Gardner have been phenomenal this year. Now, I want to see them clean up, stopping the run a little bit better, because Georgia and Mississippi State absolutely ran the ball down our throats. And we got to talk about that. I don't know what happened to Jeff Lebby and talking about how he just stopped running the ball. Like he literally did. And I'm like, you're literally running it down our throats all game, and then you just stop.
To get to first and goal from like the 6-yard line, whatever it was, in overtime, and then pass it 3 times. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, and thank God he had a brain fart because God knows Josh Heupel did for some portions of that game. But to me, the run game thing, I felt like we were in position to make plays. We just missed so many damn tackles. Like, and that's one of the things I'll talk about for the bye week. Like, we got to clean up fundamentals even. Like drop balls.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that on a bye week, though.
I mean, you got to try because drop balls, missed tackles,
tackle the dummies,
a number of things that we just did not look like the team that is thought of as the 15th best team in the country. Like, and some of that is credit to Mississippi State, like we've already said, but some of those missed tackles are bad, man. Some of the angles are bad, and it's got to get.
Except for Arian Carter.
Arian Carter was a beast, and he made that play on the last play of the game too to distract that receiver enough to where he doesn't come down with that ball. So, who is besides Arian? Who were some of your defensive standouts? We've already mentioned Tyree too.
Colton Hood.
Colton Hood looked awesome.
Colton Hood is an absolute dog. Shout out for following me on Twitter. But the kid's a first round pick. I mean, I think he's an NFL first round pick, and I think he's, not even close to being at what he could be when hopefully Jermont McCoy comes back. Because I think a lot of people another thing we're talking about the defense. I mean, Davian Hobbs.
We got reinforcements coming, yeah.
Reinforcements are coming. Once you could get Moy at being better than healthy, I mean, given a week off and Arkansas comes to town, Moy should be as healthy as he can get. And then Davian Hobbs, I mean, he put on Instagram, it's go time. And getting another guy like him back, former 5-star defensive tackle, and then to me, I think if you get Don Bailey, the way Caleb Herring's playing, that's another guy. Shout out Caleb Herring.
Yeah.
That Caleb 2 Herring, sacks in a row.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that left tackle had no idea what to do. Like, he was getting to the quarterback regardless of what he did. Yeah. And but yeah, like you said, reinforcements are coming. I think again, I think Tennessee's defense is going to get better. And again, if McCoy comes back and you have McCoy and Hood, I mean, and then you get McMurray back in his original star spot.
Yeah.
Because no offense, Boo Carter, you're scaring me a little bit. He has some great plays here and there. I think he's coming around.
He graded out pretty damn good in pass coverage.
Yeah, and he needs to be the punt returner. Like, I understand. He gets a little bit excited sometimes, and he muffs a couple punts because he looks downfield before the ball even lands in his hands. But the dude's electric. And he's going to catch the ball. He's done it all through high school. I mean,
yeah,
that kid's your punt returner. He's going to play some defensive snaps. But another guy I want to shout out, Isaiah Campbell. I think he played pretty well for the amount of snaps he got.
Yeah.
And will give good depth to the defensive tackle room.
Yeah. Just talking about the reinforcements on the way, getting Moy back for this game. I know he didn't, light the world on fire stats-wise, but that meant that Tyree West didn't have to play inside, and we saw what Tyree West did. Like that's just getting everybody where they're comfortable playing again is huge. Like, and I think having even if he's 3/4 of what he was last year, even having that Jermod McCoy is going to make a gigantic difference. You want to talk about stopping the run? Put these guys on islands, and we might be able to do that again once Jermod gets back. Stack that box.
Are you thinking he's back for Arkansas? Because I know that was the timetable day where they were like, okay, that's when we want him to be back was Arkansas, and he may not be getting 50 snaps, but I think that is when we'll probably see him, maybe, hopefully, because you don't want him to come back for the Alabama game. I mean,
yeah,
you do want him to come back, but you don't want him to be full force into Tuscaloosa,
I kind of trust Jermod wherever we decide to run him out, but like I said, it's going to make a huge difference. Like I think everything the defense has done up to this point, and I don't even think they played that bad against Mississippi State. You even have to take that with a grain of salt, just because of the guys we got coming back. And I know it's just 2 guys, but like I said, it's going to make a difference. What about the offense now? Let's break down what went down. I know most people were pissed off about how much we got away from the run game during that game. What I would say to that is I don't think Josh Heupel was a full-blown idiot. I think Mississippi State was forcing us into a pass. I think a lot of people forget that there's another team out there trying to stop us from doing what we normally do. I think Mississippi State did a good job of filling gaps and stacking the box. I mean, they stacked the middle most of the game. And maybe we should have called some outside runs instead of passing 40 times. But I just think some people forget that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I was one of those people that was confused. I'm like, dude, get one of your running backs going. Peyton Lewis, his first drive, had a 7-yard run to start it off. I'm like, all right, this is the game Peyton comes out and plays. But honestly, and we're talking about strictly run game here, I think it's to the point, and I love Peyton Lewis. I think Peyton Lewis can be a stud. Mm-hmm. But Star Thomas and Deshaun Bishop need to be getting the ball more and getting more touches because those two are they find the gaps better. Star Thomas is unbelievable. His cuts are insane. But yeah, Josh Heupel knows what he's doing, people. And I know I tweeted that, I'm off the Heupel train. I understand I did that. I was very emotional at that time. Okay.
Everybody was. Everybody was emotional.
So take it with a grain of salt. But again, they get paid this money. They know what's going on. We're just fans on the outside. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not apologizing, though. I was upset.
If we were to have dropped that game, I mean, a lot of people would have been on board with you, Jim. I mean, it's and I'm glad he finally overcame it for once against the team that we are more talented than. For some reason, we play like we've never seen a football in certain road games, but we overcame it. I mean, just talking about the offense, they, like I said, to start this off, they put together a drive that they had to get. Yeah. And by the way, scoring on the very first play of overtime is huge because that completely neutralizes.
Who did that to us?
Yeah, exactly. It completely neutralizes whatever home field advantage you got.
Yeah,
and I don't think Mississippi State had much of a home field advantage, if we're being honest.
Did you see the pictures? It looked like a checkered game.
Yeah, it looked like about 30,000 Tennessee fans got in there. But just doing that and putting it in the hands of your defense, who was rested at that point, like, get out here and win us this game, it was beautiful. Like, we didn't have to stress for more than, 5 minutes in overtime. So the big thing to me, though, we got to get some of these guys on jugs machines. We got to get a better mental fortitude when we get close to the red zone, because we stalled out a lot of drives. The one we missed the field goal on, the first drive of the game, we got to learn how to finish drives better.
Oh yeah. But you know what? And I'm gonna take a quote from. I'm pretty sure Austin Price said it. When you we're talking going back to where we're talking about Hypel and the run game being a little bit different, but again, you guys, everyone's got to remember, Nico couldn't damn throw the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
you had to have Dylan Sampson on the ball 30 times to, get into scoring position. So they went from a dang Honda Civic to a dang Ferrari. That Joey's throwing the ball all over the place, and I understand he's got 5 interceptions. 4 of them aren't even his fault, and one's a punt, pretty much. So, again, get on the jug machine. Wide receivers have actually been phenomenal. I mean, we were talking about, being worried about the wide receivers at the beginning of the year. And Chris Brazzell, I mean, dude, he's moving up to a first-round pick. The guy, he's unbelievable.
He's moving up to the first receiver off the board if he keeps up this pace. He's on pace to have more yards and more touchdowns than Hyatt did 3 years ago.
And I think he will, because I don't know a team that's going to be able to stop him.
Yeah. And I'm to everybody who just heard that, I'm not saying he's already better than Hyatt. That's kind of like in November last year, the basketball season, everybody's saying Chaz is better than DK. I never bought into that. But if he keeps doing what he's doing, I saw it was not a lot of people, but it was some people who's like, Chaz is better. But anyway, no flame to those people.
Come on now. Come on now.
Chaz was good. I love you, Chaz. You're not better than DK. But anyway, if Brazzell didn't get completely screwed by that abysmal offensive pass interference call, and Mike Matthews would have caught that deep ball in the first half, Joey would have thrown for 500 yards.
Yep.
I mean,
Brazzell would have had almost 200 yards.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the wide receiver, like Matthews and Brazzell, looked awesome. Like, and I know I touched on it last week. Everybody was crying about the receivers. We didn't get in the portal for a receiver except Amari Jefferson, blah, blah, blah. It's worked out. Okay. Brazzell, I mean, every time there's a 50-50 ball, I feel like it's more like a 75-25 ball with him. I mean, he just has a knack for coming down with those. And that, I don't want to curse on live, but that piece of, referee who is 30 yards away from the ball on that Brazzell play in the middle of the field threw that flag. Not the guy down the sideline looking right at it who kept the flag in his pocket because it was clearly not offensive pass interference. It was the guy in the middle of the field. And if we had lost that game, I don't know. I'd probably be on the way to Birmingham to the SEC referee, whatever, headquarters.
Throwing oranges at the door.
Like, can you believe the guy in the middle of the field threw that flag?
No, and the ref right next to the play was just like, oh, nope, play on, you fell.
Yeah.
But here's my thing, though. Why doesn't that other ref, when they go and, do their little prayer and saying, oh, yeah, this is what I saw, I would have been like, dude, the guy fell.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't have a pair of balls.
Yeah.
Like, easily he could have said that was not pass interference. I had a clear look at it. He fell down. It's because he's scared. That guy probably has more experience than him or something, and he's scared. I've been an official before for U16 soccer. I know high status. It's almost the same as SEC officiating. It's because he's scared.
Scared.
But I'm glad that call didn't matter.
It could have. Oh, it could have.
That's all I'll say. Because there would be pitchforks would be out. They would have been out from Saturday night until now.
Well, let's talk about the positives, man. Like let's talk about how, elite teams win on the road and win games like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything's going wrong for you between that OPI, between the muff punt. It's just the little bobble interception. They found a way to win against a team, because I'm not going to hate on Mississippi State. Mississippi State is a good football team this year, and you went in their house and beat them. Now, it took overtime, but you beat them. And
Yep.
Tennessee fans got to love that. And again, I think it all starts from the leadership on this team between Joey, between Kitzelman, between Bryson Eason, and Arian Carter. I mean, it all starts there, and I loved it from this team. Of course, at the time of the game, I was pissed off. But
Yeah.
like after you look at it, it's phenomenal. And like you said, reinforcements are coming. And it's only going to make Tennessee better.
Reinforcements, healing up whoever has bruises, just getting some things smoothed over, because there's a lot of things that were not smooth at all during that game. But like you said, teams that are going somewhere find a way to pull it out on one of their worst days. And hopefully this is the worst day on the road. I mean, if we bring that effort into Tuscaloosa, we're getting ran out of the building. I mean, there's like you cannot do that. But like you said, finding a way, there's something to be said for that. I mean, even a good team, even Ohio State last year lost to Michigan at home. Like every good team has a stinker at least once a year. Like
hopefully that's it.
Like I said, yes. Hopefully that's the one. I could not imagine it being more frustrating and maddening, just lacking fundamentals, aka dropping the ball. I cannot imagine it being worse than that. I mean, hopefully the lesson is learned. But offensive standouts, who stood out to you the most?
One quick second. Jay, what's up, dude? I see you're in the live chat. Glad you're joining in. That's Code Orange, by the way. He changed his name, I don't know why, but he did. But anyway, offensive player to me, I mean, it's easy to go Chris Brazzell, but honestly, I'm going to go with Deshaun Bishop.
Big play.
Getting that last play, showing, grit, wasn't getting his way, all game. They were defending the run pretty well, but he got the biggest play of the day. So I'm going to go with Deshaun Bishop just because of that reason.
Yeah. I mean, Deshaun showed me something on that play. Like, if he can get to the outside, he has the speed. And I wish he would try to get outside more, because it seems like he wants to run up the middle,
Yeah.
Which he has the skill set to do that too, but you can get to the outside, man. You're not like slow. I mean, you might not be fast, but you're not slow. So, obviously Brazzell, like you said, Matthews ended up having more yards than Brazzell. I think the wide receivers as a whole, even Staley, making up for that muff punt with that third down conversion. I thought all the wide receivers ended up having a decent game.
Yeah, and shout out David Sanders too.
Yeah, stepping up on that drive, man.
Shout out Code Orange said that, by the way. I mean, he came in at a critical moment and fresh off the bench, no warm-ups, no nothing. And
first college snap of his career, he pancakes a guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, after that first play, I'm like, holy, you know what? That kid is athletic. And the way Jesse Perry's playing, I mean, our best five, that is a scary offensive line. That is a scary offensive line.
Jesse Perry came back in the game, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he did. So hopefully he's ready to roll.
Well, yeah, he got 2 weeks off. Or 1 week off, technically.
Yeah.
But
like I said, and I've said it the whole time with this whole Sanders situation, once he's ready to go, you put him in the game. And I think he proved that on that last drive. But to anybody saying, oh, the check didn't clear, oh, he's being a baby, he's going to redshirt and then transfer. Did you see that guy after the game?
Oh, yeah, he loves it.
He loves, he's Volled up 100%. He's Tennessee through and through. And I hope I don't eat my words ever on that, but he looks like he loves playing for the Vols, even in the limited time he got. But I was going to go offensive standout. You said the leadership, putting together that last drive, bouncing back from maybe his fault interceptions, maybe the receiver's fault. But Joey, you can't talk enough about him. Like, he's the leading passer in the SEC. If I wonder what the betting odds would have been on that if you could bet on it through 5 weeks a month ago. Like, would anybody have predicted that?
No, and the fact that two of the players that, like Chris Brazel and Joey, should be, at this point, I don't really give a shit about the Heisman. Sorry about the language, but I don't really care. Yeah, like the fact that they're not even in most people's top 10 talks is crazy.
Yeah, you just got to go out, and they'll be in a Heisman talk if we go on the road to Tuscaloosa and win that game, 100%.
Oh, Joey better be top 3 at that point. If he goes in the Tuscaloosa and throws for 350.
Yeah. If we would have beat Georgia, they'd probably be in the talk. You just got to have the moment against a great team, and I think Joey did against Georgia. It's just we put it on Max Gilbert's foot and didn't work out. But
I think he had his Heisman moment this game with that run.
The student body right?
Yep.
I think that, and then just throwing in the whole drive. I mean, had to have a drive. It could be the one. I hope there's more moments than that. Hope there's a moment against big time opponent. But for now, that's his shining moment. Coming on the road and getting that drive executed. So,
can we talk about that though? Like, other than Alabama, I don't think Tennessee has that. Like, I guess you could say Oklahoma if John Mateer's back.
Yeah.
But if John Mateer's back, I don't like, other than Alabama, there's no like, oh my God, this game's going to be so good. Like, every other game you're thinking
Tennessee should win.
Tennessee should win. And unless Vanderbilt pulls the unimaginable, beats Alabama and Tuscaloosa, whatever, what have you, that could be another thing. But, I just don't see Vanderbilt beating Tennessee. I just don't.
Yeah.
It's just.
Even if both teams are 9-2 going into that, Tennessee would be favored at home.
Oh, especially that place would be rocking for that game. Because one, we hate Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia, if you see this, like, you're the scum of the earth. I hope you lose every single game. I don't care. Oh, kids come to see me. No, they don't. Anyway. Yeah. Vanderbilt's not beating Tennessee. Not gonna happen. So yeah. Once he said F Tennessee, that was it for me.
Yeah, I mean, and then that was before we spotted them 14 points in Nashville and still won by 13. So
yeah, he threw for like 97 yards.
Yeah, and it is what it is. But last thing about the game, two more things actually, and they're kind of negative. We've talked a lot of positive. It's okay, Jim. But
yeah, go ahead. I love negative.
Number one, because I think it'll be quick. It's just a question: Are we worried about Max Gilbert?
No, I'm not. I can't. It's hard for us to talk about it because I can't imagine kicking a 54-yard field goal with everyone staring at you to win a game. No, I'm not saying it's 48. I think
it was like 43 or something.
That's fine. Are you going to hit that?
No, but I'm not a college kicker.
Yeah, I know. I get that point, but I'm not ready to give up on him. I don't think Josh Heupel is thinking that either. I think if they're in field goal range, they're going to take the field goal. Yeah. I don't think he's at that point yet. So I'm not going to say I'm ready to give, all that to Max Gilbert yet.
And to be fair, that was a horrid snap on the one that he missed.
Yes.
But, he needs to have a confidence-boosting game. He needs to have something go his way. And I hope he's all right. I mean, I'm not concerned for his life or anything by death threats or anything like that, but I hope he's all right because, like we've said right after the Georgia game, we'll probably need him at some point down the road in a big-time moment. So the other thing kind of ties into Max Gilbert. What in the hell was Josh Heupel doing on that last drive of regulation?
beyond me, dude. Beyond me. I was wondering the same thing when I'm watching it. Now, don't get me wrong. I did cheat, and I was watching because I was a little behind. I was in the mountains in Gatlinburg, so I was a little bit behind on the game. So I was watching the game a little bit delayed, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, dude, you got timeouts. What are you doing?
We got the ball with like what, a minute 20, a minute 30 with 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first play a run.
Probably. I mean, I understand you don't want to give Mississippi State the ball back. I totally get that, but
after that drive,
yeah, I mean, your defense, and I know we took a deep shot even. I mean, if Joey lays it out like a yard or two more, it probably is the walk-off touchdown. But the clock management was befuddling, to say the least. I mean, and especially when there's 13 seconds left, we just picked up a first down and we don't call a timeout. And then Joey gets pressured, runs outside, there's 4 seconds left. So now you're either hitting a 62-yard field goal, we're not going to try that, or you're throwing a Hail Mary. And by the way, thank God they dropped that Hail Mary.
yeah, it was game. He had a lot of open field.
We had offensive lineman Deshaun Bishop and Joey back there.
No, that would have been a Heisman moment. Joey stopping him for a touchdown.
Thank God he dropped it. But here's my assignment for Josh Heupel for the bye week. Get better at clock management in a tie game. Like, that was not even close to what I expected. Another credit to the defense, we tied the game with 2 minutes left and we get a 3 and out. Like, okay, we can win this in regulation. And we screw around and are throwing a Hail Mary after getting like 25 yards with 3 timeouts. That's how you lose a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my bye week assignment for Heupel, clock management. Bye week assignment for the defense.
Tackle.
Yeah. Fundamentally tackle. And for the offense, jugs machine. That's
just the wide receivers. Like, honestly, if I'm Joey, I'm like, hey, guys, line up. I'm just going to throw the ball at you. Like, 10-yard pass is just like, yep, cash. Yep, next, you catch. Yeah. And I do it 1,000 times to each player.
Yeah, 100%. But that's all the thoughts I have on that game. We've already laid out our bye week agenda for every portion of the team.
Yep.
Anything else about the game that you want to touch on?
No. Elite win. That's a big time confidence booster in a team. Yep. I think you got a home game in 2 weeks. You got to go win that 5-1. Then you go to Tuscaloosa. I mean, Tuscaloosa is going to be rough. You got Ty Simpson looking like the real deal. But they're not unbeatable. And I think this team's a little different.
The thing about that Alabama-Georgia game is, yes, Ty Simpson looked awesome in the first half. Then Georgia adjusted, and they got shut out in the second half.
Yeah, but Ryan, do we adjust?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we might not. Listen, we don't have a stupid coaching staff, okay? We really don't. We don't, I promise. Like,
third and banks, baby.
8 of 19 on third down, okay? The defense.
I just want them to stop with the soft zone on third down.
I agree. But when you're trying to take away the big play, it just is what it is. I don't think Tim Banks is stupid. I don't think Josh Heupel is stupid as far as offensive play calling. It's just sometimes you get in a game where the game plan just you have to abandon some things, and sometimes you do make a mistake. Sometimes you are being an idiot for a portion of the game, but we do not have a stupid coaching staff. You don't win 30 games in 3 years with idiot coaches. So last thing I want to touch on tonight, these Tony Vitello rumors. So apparently the Athletic is reporting that Tony Vitello named to watch for the San Francisco Giants manager job. Your thoughts?
Not happening. He already makes about what managers make. And to me, not saying Tony can't do it. Tony could definitely do it. It's just I just don't see it as Tony's personality wanting to coach guys that are making like $1 jillion, that play 162 games a year, that can't like. That's the difference, man. 162 games a year, and then in college, it's like every game matters. Like every single game matters. And the MLB, it doesn't really matter at most points.
Yeah,
So I just don't see it as his type. He's the king of Knoxville. Um, won a national championship, and the teams and recruiting that he's doing are all phenomenal. So I don't see it slowing down. I think he'll be a Tennessee Vol through thick and thin. You're either Vol or not.
yep.
So
God, that speech was fantastic. That you're either a ball or you're not thing. But the only job I would be worried about him thinking about is, and I think we talked about it before, about a year ago, is the St. Louis Cardinals because he's from Missouri,
uh,
and even that one is far fetched. I mean, like you said, he runs a ship in Knoxville that is his handprints are all over it. Like there's not a spot in that program that he's not, overseeing.
he's
We're
he's building a coliseum too.
Yeah, the house that Tony built will be complete, hopefully, by the time February
Yeah,
comes around. Um, so, and like you said, we're full steam ahead recruiting. We're in the middle of fall ball. Like, I don't see this happening. And yes, San Francisco might up his pace slightly if they really stepped up to the plate, but is it worth it out there with California taxes and all the things? The only way that he would do this is if he was older. I could see a
yeah,
60
he's
year
way
old.
too young.
I could see a 60-year-old Tony Vitello not wanting to deal with recruiting anymore, but it seems like he has tons of gas in the tank for college baseball. So I just don't
Yeah,
see
I
it
agree.
happening.
And this
So
team this year is going to be absolutely filthy. By the way,
yeah, I mean when you bring in the talent that Tony does, there's not many teams that are not going to have high expectations that are not capable of making a run at Omaha and even the Natty. So, any more thoughts tonight, man?
no, I do want to do a quick SEC schedule type game here, or there's only 6 SEC games this week. And let's predict them real
All
quick.
right,
Doesn't have to
I'm
be in
down.
detail.
I'm down.
Uh, we got Kentucky going to Athens. I think Kentucky's in for a rude awakening. Um,
Playing a
after a
pissed
hard
off.
loss. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
Kentucky sucks anyway.
If Kentucky wins 4 games, I'll be astounded.
Their defense isn't bad, but their offense is abysmal.
Yeah, I just don't see them winning an SEC game. I mean, they have a bot win against Tech in November or somewhere around there, maybe the end of October. But I do not see them winning an SEC game this year. I mean, they're just way behind the 8 ball at this point, and Mark Stoops' time is probably ticking down there in Lexington. I mean, Georgia's a 21-point favorite, and I think they're going to cover that.
Yeah, I agree. We got Texas at Florida.
I
I
think
think Texas is overrated.
yeah, I mean, any result here would be hilarious
Take
to
the
me.
under.
But yeah, the under 41 and a half.
Take the under.
I mean,
Dude.
Florida does have a good defense. I will give them that.
And so I think Texas' defense is going to shut down Florida, and I just don't see Texas scoring 42 points.
Yeah. Like I said, any result will be funny, but the funnier option would be Florida continuing their descent.
Downfall.
Yeah. Another game where any result will be funny. Vanderbilt at Alabama.
I don't think so. I want Vanderbilt to just crash down from planet Uranus.
Yeah,
because they are in the stratosphere. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was a Vanderbilt fan, I understand completely because we were in there in 22. We were like, oh my God, like,
yeah. I mean,
we're back.
Credit to Clark Lee. He's done a great job for Vanderbilt.
But you're starting to play real teams now, pal.
Yeah, I mean, your 2 biggest wins are against a guy who's fired their coach, who lost Old Dominion at home, and then a team that's quarterback got hurt in the first half, and the halftime score was 7-7. So it is what it is. Vanderbilt has done a good job to win those games, but I think Alabama in a
Covers the
revenge
spread.
game, yeah, I think they covered double the spread. So
And then now all their fans are posting memes from that kid that said, "We want Alabama." Like, come on, come see what real football is like, and they lost like 57-0. Like,
yeah, that was like in 2017, and they got just
yeah,
brutalized in Nashville. Um, Oklahoma at Kent State. I mean,
yeah, that's
whatever.
the game. I think A&M's in for it. Now, A&M, fantastic. They're fantastic.
I wouldn't say fantastic.
They're fantastic. But Mississippi State, sorry, I don't think you're winning outfield as a night game. I just don't see it.
How impressive is? I mean, I know it was in South Bend, but how impressive is a 1 point win over Notre Dame and then a 6 point win over Auburn at home?
Yeah, but they're undefeated. So
I mean, yeah, I mean it's credit to them, but I don't think they
Mississippi
cut.
State's offense is gonna put up plenty of numbers.
Yeah, I don't think they cover 14.5.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I like the plus 14.5 there.
I mean, if you scored, you let that Auburn offense score 10, which I know is a low number, but you only scored 16. I mean, I would be surprised if Mississippi State does not cover that.
Yeah,
But is that the last SEC game this week?
that's it. I don't know if there's any big. I don't know. This slate this week is pretty
Pretty mid.
bland.
Pretty mid. I mean, game day's at a Vanderbilt game, so that tells you all you need to know.
When is that game? Is that game at night or is that the beginning?
It's an afternoon game, I'm pretty sure.
How did they make? That's like the one like ranked game we have this week, and that's what you do is put it in the afternoon.
Well, there's also Miami, Florida State. That's the night game for ABC. So
Wow.
I'm surprised game day is not in Tallahassee, but Vanderbilt they're getting the rub for being undefeated, which
They beat 4 schools of the blind.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
all their fans celebrating wins over Utah State is like
a Utah State team that scored 30 something in Nashville.
Yeah. And you're telling me you're gonna hold dang Alabama to nothing? I'm surprised they're not like, dude. I'm actually excited to watch the Virginia Louisville game. I think that's gonna be a good game.
Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. I was about to say Virginia should be ranked, but they are. I was going to say Mississippi State should probably be ranked because Arizona State is. But, whatever. We all know the rankings don't really mean a whole lot. But, well, the real rankings will start coming out here in a month or so. So, anything else tonight, man?
Nope, that's it. I'm ready to hit the hay tonight.
All right. Well, thanks everybody who tuned in. If you didn't get to see them, sub on YouTube, follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave a review if you feel like it.
It's free.
But once again, thank you and go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.